All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Francine, and this is my channel, The Hermetic Herald, and I'm here for another celebrity tarot reading. So I'm really excited to touch base on a couple of people today that I really think are important and have been integral. I've been seeing them a lot in social media, and I feel like today is a better day to do that. So usually I order the day depending on what energies come out, and I feel like I need to touch base with Lily Rose Depp and with The Weeknd. So they're not in a relationship, that I understand clearly, but I feel as though there is a friendship or something of a camaraderie between them, or maybe there isn't between them after their film that they did, or at least series that was canceled. I believe it's called The Idol. So I wanted to see how they're doing as far as people that have worked on a film together can do. I mean, they're the two main leads in that movie, or series, so I want to check base with them. So the first thing I'm going to do is change up my deck. We have the Wheel of Fortune, so I want to see what this deck, as I shuffle, what comes through for both her and him. All right, so Abel, so he's going to be calling himself Abel soon, so I'm gonna get used to saying that instead of The Weeknd. But I wanted to see a couple of things. I wanted to see how they feel about each other. So it's going to be similar to a relationship reading, but it's going to be a bit different. I'm flipping through all these pages I have of spreads here. So I'm going to choose to assess what their state of their relationship is like right now. What are they bringing to the relationship on both ends? What is their potential together as partners, and then what lessons did they learn through this relationship? Okay, so spirit guides, angels, ancestors. What is the state of the relationship right now between The Weeknd and Lily Rose Depp? Okay, we have one card. We have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups typically comes through when there's a lot of love, a lot of care for a person. So when the King of Cups says this is the state of the relationship, this tells me there's a lot of love, there's a lot of care, there's a lot of consideration. That's a really good card to start off with. I really think there's something in the book for me to read for you guys. Let's see what the King of Cups is saying in this Tarot of the Divine here. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Let's see here. Nice. Okay, so we have this guidebook is really pretty, guys. It's really cool to see. So let's see what's coming through here. So we have the Ten of Cups. Where's the King of Cups? Okay, the boy and the dragon pearl. The King of Cups was once a little boy, but has matured into a powerful dragon. He is kind, but fiercely protective of those he loves. He is connected to the deep waters of the subconscious. He possesses great patience and wisdom. So they've gotten a lot of patience and wisdom through this trial. I'm hearing trial because this series that they did together was a trial for them. Okay, so they're very fiercely protective of each other. Upright, it means devotion, loyalty, faithfulness, wisdom, and generosity. So they feel very devoted. They feel loyal to each other. They've been through the ringer with this series, because I'm feeling that as I read this card. I needed to let you guys know exactly what's coming through. So they're not only devoted and loyal, they're faithful. They have a lot of wisdom, and they're also focused on generosity towards one another. So there's a kindness here, there's a loyalty, and there's a generosity that they want to talk about. So I feel Lily needs to be on here, and then the Weeknd Abel is going to be on the left. Okay, let's start with the Weeknd. What is Abel? What did he bring to this dynamic between him and Lily Rose, Spirit? Okay, wow. We have the Queen of Cups. So we have a similar energy as we just got earlier. So he's coming from a place of loyalty, generosity, love, gentleness. Okay, that is definitely one. We have two other cards that came out. We have the Eight of Swords. That actually feels like it's clarifying the energy, because it feels like he may have been stuck in his head and he may have, I'm hearing frozen solid. He felt really frozen when this series came out. He felt like he didn't know what to expect and what people are going to say about him, or rather it wasn't, okay, so it's not that simple. Eight of Swords energy for him is making me feel like he cared a lot about this project, but he cared a lot about Lily, and it feels like he was in his head about how this would look on both parties, but specifically her end. How would this look to people if they were in a movie and she was doing or acting with him in this way? The information and insight on this in this movie he felt was important, but it also felt like he was troubled by how the media and other people would perceive it. We have the Sun here. So very strikingly different energies. It was like he was going through his mental state and he said, you know what, I care about Lily, I care about the dynamic that we have in this movie, but there was just a lot of like, I'm hearing pushback with his mental state. He tried to stay out of his mind and kind of look at it joyfully and reflect on it positively. Okay, so I want to read those two cards really quick because I feel like there's something in there that's important for us to know. With this specific deck, it has a lot of nuances. Okay, so yeah, Eight of Swords. It says the Eight of Swords for this one, right? It's represented by French fairy tale. The Eight of Swords represents being caught up in your own insecurities. This person was forced into donkey skin, was forced into hiding to escape a bad situation. Now she is faced with the decision to continue the life she has created or step out of her self-made prison. It's about anxiety, victimhood, feeling trapped, paralysis, and crisis. So he felt anxious. He felt like a victim. He felt trapped in some ways towards this relationship and this dynamic between them. He felt like there was a crisis, or potentially there would be. So he was just in a situation of trying to escape his insecurities. So Spirit wants to highlight that he was feeling insecure, Abel, specifically. Okay. For the Sun, we have Egypt. The Sun is success, birth, confidence after passing through difficult times. This is depicted by the sun god Ra, okay? And it's about proving everything's illuminated with optimism and enthusiasm for the path ahead. I'm hearing plan ahead. I feel like they're really excited, and that he specifically, Abel, is really excited for the plan, was excited for this plan ahead. He felt satisfaction, accomplishment, joy, luck, vitality with her being on this. I feel strongly that he was really looking forward to working with her. So Lily Rose, what did she bring to this situation here? Because we have a lot of positive aspects to it. The Nine of Swords is what she brought to it. Okay. Interesting. So her energy is more like worried. Okay, so it was more like staying up at night, not sure how this would work. So she was bringing anxieties to the relationship. She was bringing an energy of not being sure of what this would do to the relationship as well. Because when we see the Eight of Swords and she's in the Nine of Swords, she was a little bit ahead. Mentally, she was a little bit more involved. She's closer to the Ten of Swords, which is like when you're really tortured in your mental space. So she felt really tortured in her mental space about this situation. And I feel like there's something here to say about it. So for Oedipus, this is represented by Greek mythology here. Okay, it says the Nine of Swords represents decision-making controlled by anxiety. The oracle at Delphi warns the king that his son Oedipus will one day kill him. Had he not let his fears control him and raised his son in love instead of hate, the king's eventual death could have been avoided. It's about anxiety, terror, nightmares, obsession, insomnia. So she was up at night about this. It was like something that was really messing with her mind. She had a lot of anxiety about it, and she was obsessive about it because there was something, the elements of it was what surprised her the most. And what do we have at the bottom of the deck? I kid you not, is the Ten of Swords. They were passionate about the project and what it could do, but at the same time they were nervous and they were anxious as hell about it. Okay, so what are they bringing? So what is the potential together as friends? Like what is the dynamic? Like what is the potential? We have Two of Coins. So Okay, I'm getting two messages. I'm feeling like it kind of knocked them off kilter a bit, but they try to remain balanced with each other. So in this dynamic, I would say that they're always maintaining balance. They're constantly like recalibrating. I'm feeling like Lily takes on a lot of the mental space and the mental work when it comes to recalibrating the relationship. It's kind of like, all right, let's get this shit together, you know, as far as when they're communicating, or if there's like doubts or insecurities on both of their minds. I feel as though they've communicated it with each other throughout the show that they were doing with the idol. It feels like they were trying to comfort each other. They were trying to say, hey, we can do this, we got it. I feel like this deck is very intentional for you guys, for this couple here, because it feels like they were in Hanged Man at a number of moments while they were filming. Yeah, and I also felt this card strongly, which is Justice. They felt like they balanced each other out. They brought fairness to the set. They brought fairness to the situation, and it was really, I'm hearing doubtful. They had some doubts, okay? They definitely had doubts about this relationship, and I'm seeing 11:11 on the clock. I feel like the Two of Pentacles also needs to be addressed here. This is giving you guys like deeper insight, okay? We have Ripsunt. The Two of Coins here represents the skill needed to balance opposing forces in life. So she represents the duality of work and family, hobbies and careers, and wants versus needs. They were trying to juggle this here. It's about multitasking, balance, choice, flexibility, and prioritization. So they were really good at balancing each other out. They were really good at multitasking and being flexible with each other, of balancing all the opposing forces in life, things that were coming up mentally, emotionally for them. They were focusing on addressing the heart of the matter with the Cups here and the Sun. So really beautiful. That's a really beautiful thing, though. They needed that balance. It was really necessary in their relationship. I mean, if you don't have balance when you're going through something that's very anxiety inducing, that can fall real flat on its ass real quick. So there seems to be this in this situation of like survival. Okay, I feel this card really strongly. We have the Five of Wands. Yeah, they felt like they were like at odds. Okay, energetically they were at odds, and they felt like they were at odds with other people. So they felt like they had to fight, but they also tried to fight fair. They tried to focus on their emotional state, their well-being, in order to address this role. So what lessons did they learn through this relationship? What lessons were learned? What lessons did Lily Rose Death and Abel learn? Okay, wow. So we have two. We have the Knight of Cups coming through. You guys can see that. And we have the Three of Swords. Intuitively, right off the bat, I'm seeing that they learned how to love through the pain, how to stand up for each other even when they felt like their heart was breaking. It feels like they had a lot of hope for this film, a lot of love for this film and this project, but I feel as though they were really disappointed when it ended so shortly. So I feel like they learned a lot of lessons in that regard. They felt like no matter what, their love was still there for the project. And they also helped each other through the disappointments that came with this project as well. I feel, let me see, there's something else here about this. Bottom of the deck is the Hierophant, learning lessons. Yeah, they learned a lot of lessons in this situation. Their partnership was really needed in order for balance to be a part of this situation. They were very well, I'm going to say that those two, even though you may have your thoughts about the series, I'm going to go and say that they were really well casted for the two of them, because I feel as though their energy is very caring, and they're also very thoughtful and provoking about their thought life. So they balanced each other out in that regard, and they learned that no matter what, even through the heartbreak and disappointment that they were experiencing right now, that they were still, they still had love for this project, and they still cared for each other deeply. Okay, there's still, it's interesting how there's Cups and Swords involved in this reading. Cups are our feelings, and then Swords are just your thought life. It's important for you guys to see that. Okay, so there wasn't like this like lack of care or just abuse going on. It was like they were trying to be considerate of one another, but they were just really stuck out of anxiety and fear of the situation. So I want to show you guys the Knight of Cups really quick. Okay. Mongolia. The Knight of Cups is a messenger here for this card. It's about chivalry, affection, invitations, taking action, and meaningful gifts. So it's like this affection between the two is being addressed. In this story, it's about Halibu, who provides for his village after befriending a dragon. He willingly sacrifices himself to save everyone he loves. It feels like he was trying to save her honor, specifically Abel, trying to protect her honor, trying to protect her image after this heartbreak, okay? After the series didn't go the way that they planned. What should they pay close attention to going forward with this relationship, or just the dynamic between the two of them, Spirit? We have Temperance. Yeah, their balance was what was necessary. So they reconvened. They spent the time that they needed getting grounded and also getting into the water. So one of them might really enjoy getting into the water. Also, this can indicate your intuitive prowess, your ability to spend time in nature. And I feel like they needed to do that. They needed to reconvene, and it's to spend time away from the set, away from all of the issues. I'm hearing duality. So something about duality is important here. For this card we have, it's represented in India. And it's Buddhist Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva is about balance. So Temperance is about balance and meditation. It's about being mutable, recognizing when to change with the tides and the times, and when to change the situation itself. So the identities here are fluid, but their goodwill remains constant. It's about moderation, harmony, okay, purpose, good influence, and reconciliation. So reconciliation is what they should pay close attention to, is reconvening and having moderation in their relationship and how they speak to each other, when they communicate with each other, of being in harmony. And I see that throughout their reading. There's just a lot of love here. So if you guys ever feel like they're at odds, or there's negativity there, it's mostly just their own anxieties, okay? Anxieties about how they're perceived in the media, how people will craft words and craft storylines. You guys need to just know that they're very focused on their balance and moderation. They're very wise. I feel like both of them have wisdom about the film industry. I'm not sure if both of them had people come to them and talk to them about, hey, just keep yourselves like safe in how you address the situation in the show, how to protect each other, how to really reconvene and talk about what you experienced in your sets. You know, they had a lot of like balancing, a lot of methodologies and techniques used to help them stay in balance. So don't worry about these two. I feel like it's just really how they were perceived was what was stressing them out. So that is what I have for The Weeknd and also for Lily Rose Depp. I'm going to be back for more, but I hope this helps you and gives more clarity to their situation. So I'll see you soon, and you take care. Bye.